Today, we'll talk about top 10 travel mistakes to avoid before traveling. The goal of travel isn't to do it perfectly, or to see the most places, or even to have the most fun. Instead, the goal is to expand your worldview, giving you a chance to connect to how vast and wonderful and expansive and varied our planet is. Try to always strive towards gaining perspective instead of checking a box, and you'll probably enjoy your travels more. That said, there are some mistakes that you can try to avoid. Without further ado, here's the list. 10. Planning too much or too little. Trip planning is a skill. It takes practice and dedication to get better at it. And even if you've been planning trips for years, you might still make a mistake here and there. That's all. Done is almost always better than perfect. Think of trip planning as a spectrum, with one end being the rigid, every day is planned down to the minute, and the other end being the flexible, I have a flight, and that's it. You're definitely going to want to be somewhere in the middle. 9. Overpacking. Overpacking is one of the most common mistakes travelers make. I still overpack sometimes. The biggest issue with overpacking is that it slows you down. If you have a big bulky bag that you have to lug everywhere with you, you are less likely to want to add another destination or push on to see one more thing. If your bags are mostly full when you leave home, you'll have less room to store souvenirs and other mementos that you collect on your trip. Strive to be a nimble traveler. Look for ways to pare down. I like to take everything out of my bag after I've packed and try to leave behind at least 5 items. Whenever possible, pack items that have multiple potential uses, like sarongs and leggings. 8. Packing clothes that you will not be comfortable in. I learned this one the hard way a few times. Traveling will not magically turn you into a different person with new preferences. So if you don't normally wear cargo pants, you're not likely to enjoy them once you're on your trip. There are exceptions here, but generally just try to choose clothes that make you feel comfortable and confident. Another way to be uncomfortable in the clothes you brought is to wear outfits that are inappropriate for the destination. If you're going to Amman, Jordan, you'll likely feel uncomfortable in sleeveless summer dresses because they're culturally inappropriate. 7. Not having a money plan. Money is an essential part of every trip. No matter what your budget is or how you like to spend, make a plan for how much you will spend, which cards you will use, how you'll withdraw cash, what you're willing to splurge on, etc. Do some research online before making your budget so you know, roughly, what things cost in your destination. I also like to look at a few restaurant menus and then convert the prices to dollars. This usually gives me a decent sense of what food will cost. Just be sure the menu is recent, within the last 6 months. Plan to use a credit card for direct purchases, if possible, because it's likely to have fraud protection in the event that the card is stolen. 6. Not planning your arrival. While you don't need to plan every second of your trip, it's worth your time and energy to figure out how exactly you'll get from your doorstep to your pillow the first night of your trip. When you're jet-lagged and exhausted, the last thing you'll want to do is try to figure out if you need a bus or a taxi, or worst of all, get on some sort of transit in the wrong direction. Do yourself a favor and have a step-by-step plan for the first day. Who is driving you to the airport in your home city? What time will you need to leave? 5. Not taking time to wander. Some of my favorite memories from traveling are from the times when I took the time to simply wander around by myself or with my travel companions. Literally, stop to smell the roses, take in the architecture, duck into a bookstore, and take note of the types of books on display. Are they about art, food, history, politics, religion? If you feel so inclined, buy a book. Local bookstores are struggling everywhere. 4. Not paying attention to your surroundings. The easiest way to become a target of theft or other misfortunes is to seem inattentive. You can't prevent everything, but you can ward off some negative attention by looking around and knowing where your things are and seeming generally clued into your surroundings. As a general rule, never approach a protest in another country. Be vigilant while in crowds, and try not to walk alone after dark if you can avoid it. 3. Not carrying the important documents. You may have made some reservations or booked some tickets to some events in your destination country. It would be unfortunate to find yourself in a situation where you are unable to avail the services because you do not have a hard copy or a receipt of your reservations. If you can keep a copy of all important documents with you along with a digital copy of passport, credit cards, etc., this can save a lot of time in case you lose any of the documents and you need to renew them. 2. Forgetting to buy travel insurance. There are some travel destinations which might be dangerous to some degree to visit. The situations in your destination country might be unstable due to the health crisis or any political situation. It would be wise to check in advance for such a warning before you travel. Even after all the warnings, you still wish to travel, then you should consider buying travel insurance. 1. Not carrying essential medication. If you wish to travel to a country you know very little about, it is best to expect that there will be situations where you may contract some infection or disease. It is always best to do a lot of research on your tourist destination and what are the potential risks of getting allergies, infections, or diseases. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. Also subscribe to our channel before you go. Thank you for watching.